Hello and welcome. This is Bing Robbo, and today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to take a look at some gaming news, vaguely. You guys all remember Atari, yes? They of the oldie video game consoles and arcade classics, likes of Centipede, Tempest, and Missile Command, that sort of stuff, right? Those kind of old games. They kind of come and go. Different companies take over the brand and then die, and then the brand gets sold on. We move along like that. Well, the current group who currently seem to own Atari seem to be the kind of people that just slap their names on anything these days. So, be it merchandise, licensed items like the pretty awesome Replicade arcade machines, little 12-inch things, really good quality stuff. But they mostly kind of do weird things like releasing speaker hats to promote Blade Runner 2049, or, you know, blockchain stuff they're into, casino stuff. I think there's even an LGBTQ community website they apparently seem to be involved with based on their portfolio. But the point is, they'll just put their names on anything. So ultimately, I think that this shouldn't come as too much of a surprise then that they are going to open a series of hotels. Uh, so let's go through this. Atari, a trailblazer in the gaming industry, is pioneering an exciting new concept, a unique lodging experience combining the iconic brand with a one-of-a-kind video game-themed destination. Atari Hotels level up hotel entertainment with fully immersive experiences for every age and gaming ability, including the latest in virtual and augmented reality. Now, here's the thing I want to know. Are they going to put some serious effort into this? Are they going to do like themed rooms? Are they going to do themed games? Are they going to do their own games? Or is this just going to be like, here's a bunch of PCs, and here's a bunch of Valve indexes. Go off and play Half-Life Alyx. Or here's some HTC Vives, and there you go, super hot. Are they gonna? I'm wondering how much effort they're gonna put into this, and we'll come back to that in a second. But select hotels will also feature state-of-the-art venues and studios to accommodate esports events. That's interesting. I think this is probably where they're going to make up the vast majority of their money. I think they're going to try and make this about esports in the same way that a lot of Las Vegas hotels do boxing matches. I think that's how they're going to try and make some money. Be big esports gaming venues. Lord knows how that's going to work out. I was just looking at this thing. The CG here looks incredible. This idea of a building with a gigantic Atari logo on the side. I wonder if all the hotels are going to look like that, or if that's just going to be in this first one here that's supposed to be breaking ground for Phoenix, Arizona. I'd love to see this thing in reality. This thing looks pretty, pretty weird, and kind of ever so slightly arrogant. Just that logo, man. That's really ostentatious. But apparently, this will be immediately followed by Austin, Texas, Chicago, Illinois, Denver, Colorado, Las Vegas, New Vegas. Sorry, Las Vegas, Nevada, San Francisco, California, San Jose, California, and Seattle, Washington. So they did put out another press release here. Let's take a look at that. And yeah, here we go. And let's see here. Interacting. Not my forte. So we are thrilled to partner with GSD Group and True North Studio to build the first ever Atari branded hotels across the United States. Together we'll build a space that'll be much more than much more than just a place to stay. Says Fred Chenet? I believe he's a Frenchman. I could be getting that wrong and butchering it. And jump cut. Now, I've had to do that because OBS has been a bit of a dick and stopped actually recording me, freeze-framed me for a second during this next bit. But we're going to talk about the PR release that they put out. It mostly goes over the same stuff about them being a trailblazer, going on about the VR and the AR that's going to be at this hotel and the esports opportunities, and just partnering up with this company called GSD Group and True North Studio to design and construct the place. But they do go into what is, well, pretty nakedly the ambitions here, and certainly the motivations for getting in on this. Uh, Mostly about the idea that more than 2.5 billion gamers across the world have spent more than $152 billion on games in 2019 alone, an increase of plus 9.6% year on year. And of course, they then go on to say one of the most distinctive trends in gaming is that gamers gravitate towards recognizable intellectual property. And so there it is. Basically, I think one of these two companies, probably GSD Group, came to them with a proposition. Hey, we like Atari games. We want to put your name on our hotels because we don't really have much to distinguish ourselves. Hey, do you want to get in on this? And we'll see how this goes. It depends on how much investment Atari put into this because, well, let's go over their other major project, shall we? Uh, some people may know about this already, but a few years ago, Atari went into the whole Kickstarter business. Some, I think, probably well-meaning people within the company wanted to reinvigorate the Atari name as a name among consoles again by releasing a brand new one. And so they put out an Indiegogo a few years ago. Let's have a look. Let's see. There we are. That's it there. So, we got the Atari VCS, game, stream, and connect like never before. Gaming and home video computer system with open platform for creativity and customization. And I gotta admit, the design of this thing does look really cool. And, oh, it doesn't really mention when this thing... obviously, it never closed. Or it presumably... I'm guessing it did it by June 30th, 2018. But this was a few years ago. This wasn't... This wasn't started in 2018. This was quite a while ago. They got £2.3 million out of this, so they got a rather large amount of money. But the ambitions of this thing, I don't think they didn't seem to even really know what this thing was going to be whenever they pushed it. But from what I can tell based on their website here. I don't have it set up. Okay, never mind. But based on their website, it's going to be a open platform. They're going to have this console run on a Linux operating system, and it'll have the basic kind of apps. You'll have your Netflix and so on and so forth. You'll be able to access the Atari Vault and play all these old games, and supposedly you'll be able to install your own games onto it. And they've never really explained how that's going to work. Except for a few updates recently, which suggested that you can install your own operating system on it. In fact, actually, the website promises that you'll be able to install Windows on this thing. So basically, it's a Steam machine. It's basically a low-powered console PC type thing. Although I believe they're charging like nearly 400. I think it is, but nearly $400 for this thing right here. Seen on the screen. It does look nice, and I do like the wood grain paneling on the front. Very nostalgic. But at the same time, they have delayed and delayed and delayed this thing. Seemingly with very little work done in the interim between any mentions of it. It's very difficult to find any official mention of this until really pressed. The Reddit, the subreddit for this thing is almost in open revolt at this point. They have delayed and delayed and delayed, and they've had a number of setbacks and another jump cut. OBS again, not wanting to play ball and actually display the website I was going to show you about the current state of the Atari. Well, I say the current state of the Atari VCS project. This happened back in October. But back then, the lead designer on the project, the lead architect for the technology behind it, not necessarily the designer of the box, one Rob Wyatt of Tin Giant, a consultancy firm, had pulled his company out of the project in October due to a lack of payment for the last 6 months. He says that his company was a very small one. He's amazed he's managed to keep the company going as long as he has on this project, but had to pull out in October due to a lack of payment, which makes me seriously question a number of things. One, the ability of Atari to actually release this thing, largely due to the number two thing that I have a problem with. I'm not entirely sure Atari has an awful lot of money. And I do foresee this potentially being a problem with the hotels. Honestly. We could see a repeat of this, or we could not. It depends on how seriously Atari wants to take this. There are a number of other opportunities. I think I did read somewhere that they were trying to do some kind of themed television show based on some video game that they made, some mobile game. I could be completely wrong, but I remember they were looking for television opportunities as well. I think they just fish around for anything they can put their name on, and I'm not entirely sure this thing's actually going to get built. Or at the very least, I don't think it's going to be this big chain that they say that it's going to be. Maybe we might get the Phoenix, Arizona one. Possibly. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. As to whether or not I would stay in one, I don't know. I guess it depends on what it looks like. But what do you guys think? Would you stay in one of these things if they actually come to fruition? How much would you pay to stay in one of these things? Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. And if you like the video, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the notification bell, all that good stuff. And I'll see you in the next video.